Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We've had some gorgeous, it's chilly in the mornings, which is how it's supposed to be in the mornings here right now. But it's been gorgeous during the day. It's like high 60s and it's just sunny, and hopefully we can have a little bit of this before it gets hot and humid. That's what I'm trying to say. This is humid. Ugh. Okay, I've done some of my favorite national parks and places to go, and places I've been to as an adult and or a kid. Because we did a lot of camping as a kid, at least once a month as we were older kids, but several times a year, several times a summer when we were younger. And then we always went somewhere on vacation. Like one year we would go visit my grandparents in Ohio. The next year we would go somewhere, and flip-flop it. So we went across the country a lot. 4 or 5 years, it seems like we did that. And then we went here a lot, Feather River, and that or the American River in that area. Oh, I don't think we never went here, but we went to Yellowstone and the Tetons. We were close. But my dad always had his vacation in August, so it was always the hottest month of the year. And you can't get out of California without going through, for us, the Bay Area, without going through some mountains, most always. But one of the places we went to, the year we went to the Tetons, we went to Yellowstone. And Yellowstone, of course, is iconic. But to me, don't tell anybody I said this, but Glacier's prettier. But Yellowstone has phenomenons in it that Glacier doesn't have, such as the hot springs. So that's what we're doing today. And I kind of made myself a diagram. This is somebody's painting. Can you see that? I think so. That has just paper cut out in shapes, almost like stencils. And I love that look. But if I did it in these colors, it would look like the edges of those hot springs in Yellowstone. So that's my theory. We'll see if I can pull it off. So I'm going to just leave this here for reference. These are my reference points. And then Yellowstone Hot Springs is too long of a word at the time when I made these, like 2 or 3 days ago. So what I did was I did Yellowstone, an H, and then I'm going to write the rest of Hot Springs. And the H I have in this alphabet that has the Peruvian zipper pouch. My H is yellow, lowercase. A couple letters are different cases because I wanted the variety. I like the variety that a couple stamp sets have. I'm just not willing to pay the price. Mixing different fonts here and there. I think that's kind of cool. That's why I started doing this on my own. Which mine aren't different fonts. They're just semi-hand drawn. And I like that too. I think I'm going to do it in a marker type. Either this guy. One of these is green. Has a greenish tint. Yeah, this one, I think. Yeah, gray-green. Earth green. That's good. We're talking about the earth. Now, I don't like my writing, but sometimes I'm lazy too. Okay. Now, I need paper that has these patterns in it, but those colors. And I might start off with, and I might put a couple trees around it, because that does happen. Some of those boardwalks and stuff, there's trees all around you that you walk on. How'd you get in here? Okay, that's a good color right there. A really good color. I need this bright, iridescent, fluorescent blue, or I would like it. Ooh, that might work right there too. Yes, it will. And then I need a good yellow, which I think I've used up pretty much my yellows in my little paper. Aha. I need kind of like the edges. Ooh, that's a better color. That's closer to what it looks like in National Geographic. Okay, let's see if this... Nope, that's too close to that. Okay, going back to the yellow. Yeah, but let me see what's in this stack up here, just in case. If I want that color for the ground. What else do I have over here? Well, ooh, I like that. Let's hang on to that for a second. Okay, I think that'll get me started. Now, what I'm thinking slightly is like this here. Whoops, there we go. Where this is, because like some of these shapes aren't going to make sense, but these circular ones will make better sense. But it needs to be rings. So, this is the outer ring. Got all kinds of paint under my fingernails. Okay, hold on a second. I might just do the big one. Maybe like a little one over here. And I don't want it to be actually completely circular or curvy. Now, if I were to do another one over here, I kind of want a different shape. Okay, but not completely curvy. Okay. Now I need to do a darker orange. I might need to work on the coloring of this one a little bit. Okay, now what I need to do to make sure I get it close to the size I want, kind of cut it close to the inside to start off with. Does not have to be exact because nature. And if the pink shows through a little bit, it's okay, because actually that color might work to my advantage a little bit. Maybe not that much. Ooh. Let's just see what it looks like when it's all done. Well, let's cut this one a little bit closer. I should have used, well, I used it up. Okay. I have more paper. I might cut this one again. But then this will be the wrong size. Hold on a sec. Hold on. Okay, that doesn't work better. Just I'm making this harder than it needs to be. Go figure. But I mean, I just could. Now that's better. Okay, that's better. And I just could put stuff on top instead of trying to cut out the center. There. Now this one is the deep, hot part. Well, it's all hot, but I could have done Old Faithful too, I guess, but I didn't. That's a little too big. Not the right shape right there. Oh, I got to cut out these too. Okay. This one will fit in here, I think. Good enough. Yellow. I don't remember if we had our German Shepherd when we went here or not. We had another dog, Olima. She was got out by Point Reyes. We were camping in a little campground in the town of Olima, out by Point Reyes, and we got her. Well, my dad did. He went in because my mom forgot dishwashing soap. And my dad said, I'll go. There's a little store there called Toby's Feed Barn. And I think it's still there. And somebody was giving away puppies in front of the store. He came home with, my mom said, did you get the dishwashing soap? Yeah, I did. Oh, good. Oh, those look very realistic now. And I'm okay with this orange. Although this these need to be a little bit smaller. And then, one time we were camping at the Russian River. Isn't that iconic? And ironic, not iconic. And that's because there were a lot of Russian fur traders in that section of California. There's a town called Sebastopol in Sonoma County. I don't know, is Petaluma Russian or Spanish? I'm not sure. That's the next town next to ours. And then I think it's like Sebastopol's close. But the next county over. Oh man, I love those. The painting is doing all the work this time. That's kind of easy. But we were, oh yeah, forgot what I was saying. Camping at the Russian River, my mom and dad went out to dinner. We were old enough to stay by ourselves, my sisters and I, at the campground while they went out to dinner. And they had gone to an art gallery somewhere. And this young man had some paintings of places we had been. Not here, but close by here. And in the West, places we had camped. And my mom and dad bought one. And he signed the back of it and took their picture with him and everything. And the next time we went out there, he was not there, but he was selling paintings still out there at that gallery. So they bought another one. Long story short, they bought 3 total, 1 for each of us. That young man was Thomas Kincaid. And that was in, now if you're in the United States, you know Thomas Kincaid's paintings, the painter of light. And he went very commercial after that. Very. And our paintings are nothing like those. Nothing. In fact, I'll take a picture of the one I have. And my mom and dad always had him in their house. When my dad retired, they went in their trailer for 5 straight years. They had him in their trailer. In fact, they read the newspaper one morning, wherever they were, somewhere. And somebody was doing some kind of, what do you call it? Appraising of your Thomas Kincaid stuff after he went commercial for sure. But not completely sold out. But they took one of their paintings with the one that has the picture of them on the back. I think it's just my dad, actually. And the appraiser went and got somebody else, and he goes, you need to come here right now. And they had always heard about these paintings, but never seen them. And my mom said, well, we have 2 more. They go, this was before he committed suicide. We're making a museum in Monterey. We would like these paintings. And my mom said, I'm sorry, they're not for sale. At the time, they were worth a lot of money. I don't know if they still are, but we each have one. They always joked and said, that's your inheritance. But I have tried to find somebody to appraise them now, and I can't find, and I've just looked online. But I don't know if their value has decreased since he committed suicide. These are totally different than what he does. You'll see. I'll take a picture of mine. But, and they're small. They're only like maybe 10 by 11 or so. And I think they bought them framed. Because the frames are all kind of alike. But they bought them at different times. I'm going to put the trees here so that you can't tell that there's so much pink showing on that one. But my aunt in Ohio, she had a lot of the new stuff. She liked the new stuff. And she said, I don't like the old stuff. Now, he did not paint like that very long. He had a lot of problems mentally. My sister's best friend went to high school with him because he grew up in Placerville, I think, in the northern, like close to Tahoe. I think it was Placerville or somewhere up there. And he had some demons. But don't all artists, don't we all have demons? Okay, mine is I can't stop talking. I know this is very simple and very abstract-ish of this thought process, but I love this. This too would make a great quilt wall hanging. Don't think I haven't thought that already. But, and there is fabric out there for this kind of stuff. I'm just not it might be at Missouri Star. I don't know. Grays with texture. There's a big, huge, very popular line called Grunge. And it kind of looks like it was done on jelly plate, the original, and they printed it. I don't know if we're going to be able to get our fabric, or the price of it's going to go up for sure. Because a lot of fabric is now, especially K facets, it's all done in China. It's like, because it's not the quality it used to be, that's for sure. And I can say that as an avid lover of K facet. But Free Spirit, the company he works through, sold out for cheap fabric. When you're trying to sew with a certain seam allowance and it stretches because the fabric is so thin. Quite frustrating. All right, that white part's bothering me. Although there is some white, like decomposing dirt, whatever you call that. Sediment. I don't know. Around the edges of these things, but not in mine. Wow, I love that. It just kind of is very abstract-ish of the hot springs. The iconic one that you see in pictures all the time. Ah! All right, I have another thing I want to put here. And then this morning, I thought of one more maybe. But we only have one more day. So, I think I'm going to kind of, like, I can't take these pages out because their other half is on the other side and already has stuff on it. But I might can cut it. Not that one. Can cut these out and leave a little bit in here and then fold this other page over to hide it. That's what I'm going to do. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Not that one. I've never done this before. It feels a little sacrilegious to be cutting up a traveler's notebook like this, but here I go. I thought about this last night. Oh, that will be treasured paper, don't worry. Now, this page is going to come over like this, and all this, what we call this seam allowance in quilting, is going to go underneath here. And yes, it'll be a little lumpy, and yes, it'll be a little, you know, whatever, but, or actually, I just could I could glue these two pages together. Oh, that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to tear this one too then. It's easier to tear it than cut it. It's a little cumbersome. And just glue. Okay, I have one here. I might write it like a thank you letter. Because this is for Thursday. This will be Fridays, and Saturday's the 1st, I think. So we're just going to go with that. That's my story. We're starting a new one after tomorrow's video. A new one of this. A new journal. I have the idea in my head, but I haven't executed anything yet. Okay, so, ta-da. Actually, no, thank you. I actually have one too many, but that's okay. And then the ones in the back I'm okay with because they're not in the way. Everything will flow okay. I had another one. What was it? I thought of something else. Like tomorrow I might do 2. I don't know. Anyhow, the brain is a terrible thing to waste. Too many marker fumes sometimes, I think. What was it? But I really have enjoyed this for sure. I love that one. I love that one. That's cute, but I love this one and I love this one. I like that one. My skills have definitely improved. I like the poppies too. What was it? I was thinking of another one. I never did do the leaf one that I wanted to do. I should do my husband an avocado. He eats about 1 a day. I'm like, that's kind of what I'm going to do tomorrow, but a little different. A little different. I really wanted to do this page. Maybe if I execute this fast enough, I can just do with some scraps, something like that. Because I think I allotted for 1 extra page on accident. This is so much fun. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. Yeah, I do have another one I wanted to try to do, which might be simple-ish. There's a tent. Oh, I like that one too. Look at the little fire pit. Can't do that in California anymore. And they're laying off, firing, whatever you want to call it, national park workers. Oh, here's how to construct some buildings. Maybe I should have looked at this first. I love these little people. Haven't quite got the people down yet as good as I want to, but I'm on the right path. Ooh. Is that 10 Downing Street or maybe? I love these little guys. I would love to try to do a heron, but ooh. I heard him again this morning. Prehistoric. When they take off, they're so pterodactyl sounding. That was my imitation of a pterodactyl. Sometimes the addition of a bit of hand drawing will bring a piece to life. It can be fun to mix both mediums and give a bit of movement and energy to overall artwork. Oregon trees. I just have stuck to the simple ones. Oh, I like this guy too. Swiss cheese plant. That would be an ode to Gaynor Paddle. If you know, you know. I like that. Oh, 4-leaf clovers for St. Patrick's Day. That's what I need to kind of work with tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to go take a picture of my Thomas Kincaid painting that we got off on that tangent, Beth, again. Oh, love it. Love it. I think that says Yellowstone. Don't you? Don't answer. Thanks for watching, as always. Bye. Okay, this one is String Lake. Yeah, String Lake. I don't even know where that is. Someplace in the Rockies, most likely. But it has a really pretty frame. But that's the one I have. Thomas Kincaid. I was wrong. String Lake in the Tetons. Yes, we have been there. Not far from Yellowstone. I wish he had dated these. But there's no date. And my mom and dad did have a friend that was a really, really excellent framer. He was actually a good woodworker. Ask me whose cabinets he worked on in the late 70s in his kitchen cabinets. Steven Spielberg. These were all three of them were purchased in the mid to late 70s. But they are pretty. Or I think late 70s. But that's totally different than what he did before he died. The Magic of Light, or whatever he was called.